Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having an amazing day. I wanted to make this video and talk about a trigger finger for that. What's going on, guys? So I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to this live stream. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, I have a little bit over 145,000 subscribers, a little bit over 95,000 members within our free trading community. So if you've ever wanted to get started and invest in the stock market and want to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, learn a little bit more, click that third link in the description and see if you would like to be a part of our free trading community. We do have a private group chat and stuff like that, so feel free to browse around. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. But yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to talk about a stock. I'm going to talk about the pattern okay, Google, volume 1. So what's going on, Pickle Rick? What's up? So I'm going to dedicate time. I'm going to be talking about a specific ETF, right? I've been getting a lot of questions about this ETF since I've called it out. All of you guys that tune into my daily live streams should know what this ETF is. I don't care if you guys see value in it or not. What I want you guys to focus on is the pattern and why it is that I'm still holding. That's the biggest question. I have a lot of people asking me, how do you know the difference from a pullback? How do you know the difference from, a completely break of pattern? And I'm going to explain to you my thought process. How is it that I've traded these series of ETFs and I've been swing trading these series of ETFs even with this? Pullbacks are inevitable when it comes down to swing trading. I got in a little bit too early, and if you see when I called out this specific ETF, I talked about that I'm getting in at around the $27 price point, and it has the potential to sell off to $26 because that's a common support. I 100% announced it prior to that. I got in a little bit too early with a specific position, and then I started to buy more, my plan was to buy more as it continues to recover. So I'm going to explain to you my thought process. I'm going to explain to you why it is that I saw value in this, and I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys do, we'd appreciate the thumbs up. If you guys don't, I 100% understand. Again, this is just my trading style. You 100% don't have to take this approach. This is what's worked well for me and a couple other people that I mentor within the Learn, Plan, Profit community and TechBot Solutions, right? So I hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, so I'm not going to be doing any technical analysis on other stocks right now. I hope you guys are okay with that. I just want to focus on this breakdown, focus on the thought process, and I'm going to do some announcements at the very end on some updates for the TechBot Solutions community and the Learn, Plan, Profit community as well. So thank you. I want to thank you guys again, all that are tuning in right now. I know it's pretty late throughout the day, so I do appreciate that. So we got Herman. Let's do this. Hashtag LPP. I like it. Here we go. So I have 3 rules that I like to ask myself, and I've made a video talking about this. If you guys go on my YouTube, there's like the 3 questions or the 3 tips that I would encourage everyone to know before actually taking a position. And the first one is do you understand the pattern that you're trading? Very important, because you can understand the difference of a breakup pattern or a pullback. And there's a huge, and people might be asking, like, why do I care about that? When there's a pullback, your pattern that you first saw value in is still relevant, right? So therefore, holding something like I'm doing right now with Dgas based on the value that I first saw is still relevant. So I just got in a little bit too early, which a lot of us have done before, and it pulls back. And because of the pullback, yes, I do take a loss. Like today, I ended up being down a little bit over $500, but it's not really a loss until you sell, right? Taking that into consideration. Also understanding that when there's a pullback, especially when swing trading, a lot of these stocks do upward staircase patterns, right? And to be able to take advantage of the overall growth, there's a lot of pullbacks that you tend to experience with these swing trades. And that's why a lot of people, in my opinion, struggle with swing trading, because it takes some form of due diligence and patience and understanding what it is that you're investing in. So a lot of these people that are familiar with pump and dumps or manipulation or momentum, this might be a little bit of a different approach, because you have to believe and understand the pattern that you are trading. But you also have to keep a very close eye to what it is that you are trading, because there can be a break of pattern, and that's when you want to know, you yourself as an investor, to be able to determine, okay, I should cover profits now or cut losses. And I'm going to explain to you that whole thing. So I'm going to do a technical analysis. First of all, the ETF that I was talking about was Dgas. Big surprise, right? Now the natural gas future, the one that I use, is /NG. I made a video talking about why it is that I use futures and correlate them over to ETFs. For all those that have been direct messaging me, I don't know every single ETF or future out there. You guys can use the Google search bar. If you're part of the Learn, Plan, Profit group, I've provided you with a series of links that give you access to the resources and information in a structured format that you guys can dedicate time to learn about yourself as well. But what I want you guys to understand is this looking at this 180-day analysis, not even just this, but looking at this on this 90-day analysis, I want to focus within this margin right here, right? You could see within the past maybe month, right, a little bit over a month, you can see that there's this margin, right, that there's this range. This is on the technical standpoint, no fundamentals, right? And this is something that you need to take into consideration, as in this is my trading style. It does not work for everyone. I understand that there's this range within the past month and a half, which is pretty relevant to me, almost 2 months, right? This range from about for natural gas from around 2.65 to about 280, right? In reality, the consistent factor was around 2.65 to around 2.75. That's really where it would stay around. So again, why is that important? To understand range or these margins, because you can identify low points and high points. And that comes to the first question. Are you getting a good deal? And that's something that you have to ask yourself. Are you getting a good deal? Right now, looking at natural gas, asking yourself, based on this future within the past 2 months, does this look at the price point that it's at right now, does it look like a good deal? Does it look like you're getting a good price? That you can get in for a good price to sell for a profit? Can you sell for a profit? Yes, if it continues to uptrend, which is 100% a possibility, no question about it. But another question that you have to ask yourself, the risk/reward ratio. Is it a higher possibility for this thing to start trending down based on how overbought it is, how overextended it is? Or is it more likely for this thing to continue to trend up? Well, based on previous patterns, it would make sense on why this thing would start to reverse and curl and get rejected and start to curl. I killed a fly. And start to curl back down. So it's based on that simple technical analysis. Again, this is my thought process, not something that I'm encouraging anyone to do. This is what I see value, and this is why I'm doing it. Understanding that natural gas is overextended, that it's not such a good deal right now, I look at the inverse, because UGAZ, UGAZ, follows the pattern similar to natural gas. So I look at the inverse of UGAZ because this is overextended for a potential reversal, right? Because I want to get something when it's a good deal. So looking at this, right, if I look at it right here within the past 2 months, I could see very, very simple pattern that has it ever hit this low point before and has it bounced here. Do you guys see this right here? Do you see this support line? Do you see why it would make sense? Again, it's done it before. It does not 100% mean that it has to do it again. It just means that it's a possibility, that it's a previous point on where it's reversed before. I need you guys to understand that because I don't want you guys to take a position without understanding that. Understanding that this is a support at around $25, 25 to 26, right? Asking yourself in the past 2 months, is this a low point? Great. Yes, I think we could all make sense that for Dgas, this is a low point within the past 2 months. So you could ask yourself, are you getting a good deal? Possibly. The second question that I want to ask myself is the margin that Dgas has to offer realistic, and is it worth it? We all see value in different ways. And for someone that maybe trades very aggressively and that wants 20 to 30% return per trade, this might not be something that you want to take advantage of because, again, the overall confirmation will come at around $26 when it starts to break above that to overall $30. This margin of profit, as you can see with my trend, the trend line indicator, you can see that it offers about a little bit over 15% potential for profit. And that's me being conservative. A very common resistance at around $30. And again, knowing that and waiting for the confirmation that it reverses at 25, right? So waiting for the confirmation that it reverses above 25. First of all, I'm already in Dgas, so I'm just talking about it for you guys, right? For you that might be considering taking a position. I'm telling you, as someone that's currently invested in Dgas, I would not yet take a position. I'm telling you that, right? I would wait for a confirmation of a reversal for this thing to start to recover. Some form of indication that it's starting to recover. And what I wanted to explain is, all right, we confirmed that it could be a potential good deal based on how oversold it is, right? Now asking ourselves, is the margin of profit worth taking? That's a question that you have to ask yourself. What's your weekly goal? What's your monthly goal? How long are you going to have to hold this, right? Looking at how long it took to descend, how long is it going to take to recover? You do your own due diligence. Based on my breakdown and my thought process, I am okay with, I see value in this one, the pattern and the margin of profit that it has to offer. Right? If I begin and start to average up and add more to my position as it continues to uptrend, I ask myself, hey, is this margin of profit worth taking? So from $27, even if I have to sell, last time that it pushed up, it didn't necessarily hit 30, it hit like $29.90. Let's say it hits $29 flat, right? A little bit over 10%, a little bit over 11%, almost 12%. That margin of profit is way worth it for me, and I'm okay with that. That's with one single trade, right? So what is it that I need? The last thing that you want to ask yourself, what is it that I need for Dgas to complete? What confirmation do I need from Dgas to understand that, okay, this is now a position worth taking? And for me, it's confirmation. Confirmation that this is for me to add more to my position in that perspective. Understanding that Dgas is still actively trending down, even if it's reversing after market hours. So if I look right now, how much I'm currently down, $533, right? I'm currently down $533 on Dgas, and when it comes down to the potential that it has to recover, I see much more upside potential than downside potential. But if it continues to descend and then breaks this pattern, then that's a complete break of pattern, and then that's when I have to ask myself, hey, I've taken this loss, it completely broke the pattern that I first saw value in, and natural gas is continuing to uptrend. I don't want to bag hold anything, and then that's when again, that's the two different questions that you should be asking yourself. Is the pattern still relevant, or are you bag holding? And if you come to the conclusion that you are bag holding and that this thing is continuing to sell off, something similar to potentially DRIP right now, DRIP, it's continuing to sell off. Although the sell-off is not as aggressive anymore, it's kind of selling off, right? Then that's when you would have to ask yourself, okay, there's a complete new break of pattern, and I might want to cut losses on Dgas and then go back in. And that 100% might be the case for me. And I'm sharing that with you guys. But based on previous patterns and based on the opportunity cost, I see value. And I want to ask you guys, does that make, I'm not asking you to invest in Dgas, but do you guys understand why it is that I see value in the price point on where it's at right now based on previous patterns? And it would have been a much more simple and smarter approach to have waited for the confirmation, the full-on confirmation. But again, I'm not fully invested in Dgas just yet, but I plan to be when it continues that uptrend pattern and confirms it for me. And if it doesn't and it breaks that pattern and breaks that support, then I can make the decision of cutting losses. I talked to you about the correlation of natural gas. I talked to you about on how it is that I use that to leverage Dgas, right? And then finding that to be a good deal. You understand that I understand the pattern, that I saw value in it in a pattern that I saw from the range of around 25, really 26 to $30. I see that it's oversold, so I see it as a good deal, and the opportunity cost is worth trading for me. So now the last thing is waiting for confirmation. And that is the step that people struggle with the most, as myself as well. I'm no exception. So with that understanding, I wanted you guys to completely understand everything that is that I saw with Dgas, why it is that I took a position, what my plan was with like averaging up, and why it is that I talked about it, and kind of hear what you guys have to say. So let's see. Boom, boom, boom. So Ricky, are you adding to your position even though you are red? So Thomas, I don't know if you're part of the Learn Plan Profit Group, but there's what's going on? Let's see. So, okay. And first of all, for all those that are saying right now that there's like, I think one person that is saying something about like pump and dump and stuff like that. No, 100%. I'm off, like, you share whatever it is that you want. If you're saying that there's a pump and dump for an ETF, then you have to understand that volume does not play a huge role with these ETFs. They're influenced by the overall sector itself. So you just saying that statement then just proves like how credible or how knowledgeable you really are about the market. So thank you. What's your name? I want to give you a shout out. 00ATALI. You might want to dedicate a little bit more time to understand how the market actually works. So yeah. So we could do this very simple thing of like, hide user from channel, and then you're irrelevant. It's a brand new thing. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but yeah. So, but yeah, just wanted to explain to you guys my thought process. It looks like the majority of you guys, what's it called? Really, do understand what it is that I'm talking about and stuff like that. And yeah, that's really just it. A lot of people, I've been getting a lot of people direct messaging me, not just about this position, but about multiple positions and understanding if there's a break of pattern or understanding if there's a pullback. And I need you guys to understand that, but I need you guys to understand those first 3 steps. So with that understanding, you know, it's you guys can use this concept and this video on how I broke that down, and I hope that you guys can utilize it for whatever position you choose to trade later on. So yes, I do apologize for being a little bit disrespectful for all those that are watching that are young. I don't encourage or want to like motivate you guys to be like disrespectful to others and stuff like that. But when you get dingleberries like this, yeah, so it's funny to roast them. So scroll up. I left you a present. What's going on, Blake? Let's see. Oh, Blake, he's like, thank you for some canes money. We got some canes right here. Thank you again, Blake, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Guys, I want to have a roast fest. We have so many. We honestly, I think we have one of the best communities out there. And the reason why I say that is we get dingleberries from time to time that like try to like spam our chats and stuff like that. But you guys have to understand, we're growing at 300 to 500 people a day. We're one of the fastest free trading communities out there that's private. And we're one of the fastest growing like financial YouTube channels out there. I need you guys to know that because it's all because of you guys, right? So with that understanding, like when we get like 1 or 2 dingleberries that want to like disrupt the overall group, you guys you guys do an amazing job just roasting them and putting them in their place. I usually don't have to do it. So I just want to thank you guys for being such amazing people, for dedicating so much time, not only to understanding what it is that you're investing in, but holding one another accountable. Today, I asked you guys in the Learn Plan Profit group and TechWit Solutions I wanted to start to implement this buddy system, and meaning that you direct message one individual that you see value in within the TechWit Solutions or Learn Plan Profit group that you want to work towards and be like. It doesn't have to be me. In reality, I would prefer it to be some other member that you guys see that is, and probably not one of the mods, just someone that you see value in that's doing very well. Direct message them and be like, hey, I see value in this, and I wanted to know if I could follow up with you once a week, and just to like hold one another accountable. It's going to build this like, because a lot of we're human, right? And we're going to get discouraged from time to time. But if you have someone that holds you accountable, it's going to allow you and motivate you to always continue to do what it is that you love. And if you're doing something that it is that you love, you have a passion for it, and you just have to work on it on a consistent basis, then great. I need you guys to understand that I am not great at anything that I do. But one thing that I know that I do very well is I'm consistent and I don't give up. And if that is a trait or a habit that each one of you has, then I want to give a shout out to my buddy, the one that I had to spam. So 00ATALI. Then you as well can be in a position where you can have haters like this guy, but you are in your house, right? You own a series of properties. I own a McLaren, a GTR, an M3, right? I'm one of the youngest millionaires in Arizona, and I do that because I have amazing people that stand behind me and that motivate me, right? And you can do the same thing. And then one day you will have a hater like 00ATALI that is upset with his life and has nothing better to do, right? We have an amazing community. You guys have my support as well as, I have yours. And that's, do what it is that you love every single day. If it's not trading, 100% don't do it. But I want to encourage you guys to be consistent, do what it is that you love, and make sure that you don't give up and you do it on a consistent basis. So when you make it, you can, slap these people into place. So yeah, that's really just it. So thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. I wanted to explain my thought process, why it is that I saw value in, what it is and stuff like that. And that is really just it. So Ricky, could you do a video? Okay, sounds good. So I'll write that down in my notes right now. I want to keep this video under 20 minutes. So that is really just it. So we have a couple people that are laughing right now just because of that comment that I said. So I don't normally speak like that, I swear. It's been a long day. But yeah, so they hate because they ain't us. What's going on, Chase? What's going on, brother? So I hope you guys all have a beautiful Thursday. We have tomorrow, and tomorrow is another day that we have opportunity that we can take advantage of. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, let your passion be what drives you to success. If you guys want to learn a little bit more about me and my private group and you want to watch me trade live every single morning, be sure to click that first link in the description. If you want to join my free trading community, be sure to click that third link in the description, and just dedicate 30 seconds to learn a little bit more about me and my private group and why we are such an amazing community. So if you don't have a Facebook, what you can do is you can email me at info@techclubsolutions.com, and you'll get an automatic response email, and it'll provide you with a link to our private Discord chat. Just please be respectful to one another. Please motivate one another. And if you don't, there's a series of rules that we would encourage you to follow. If you don't, then unfortunately, we will have to remove you from our group. So yeah, that's really just it. Thank you guys again so much. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.